Hello, everybody. Welcome to my office space. We're going to be doing Ryan's show here today.
It is still going to be Superhero Sunday,
Aw.
but Superhero Sunday with Brad.
Yay!
Today, we thought we would make a change of scenery and come over here.
Yes.
We're also going to shoot a podcast later.
Yeah.
For Brad's, and that will definitely be in link. He'll definitely do his shameless plug at the end.
Of course.
And but let's jump right in.
Gotham. So much Gotham.
Yeah, let's talk about Gotham first.
All of it. Oh my god. My favorite scene was from the very beginning. The dream sequence that Barbara had about being unlawfully wed.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It was so beautifully done. I mean, it went from the scale of like starting. You're like, wait, what the fuck, Jim? What are you doing? How is this happening? Why is the Penguin a priest? He has a pencil stash? What the shit?
Yeah.
But the best part of all of that, the best part of that entire dream sequence, this again comes from like a director's mind point, from like a filmmaking standpoint. Towards the end, the organist is actually Galavan. He's the one. He's the conductor. He's the maestro. He's playing the music that everyone is dancing to, and that is very, very. I mean, it's an artistic way to show that Galavan is the overarching puppet master here, and I love that. It's really small. It's really like if you blink and you miss it because it was a very quick shot, but it's beautifully done. And you know, I forget the director who directed that episode, and I feel bad for that. But it was super, super cool, and so I think it was A+. A+ for that.
It was in that scene. It kind of like didn't hint at anything, but it kind of made you think. Like, it's one of the things I wrote down is: do you think Barbara's ill or just crazy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in that little scene, it makes her seem like she's actually ill, like something is going wrong with her.
Oh, 100%. I mean, after, she was abducted and mentally abused, by Milo Ventimiglia. I can't remember his character's name. But that psychopath guy.
The ogre.
Yeah, the ogre. That's who it was. The ogre. I was going to say the face, and I was like, that's not right. But yeah, I would say something is definitely wrong with Barbara, but it's only because she's gone from bad to worse to worse to worse, and it's never gotten good for her. Yeah. She's never had an up moment, and she thinks that Jim is the only up moment she can have. Mm-hmm. And Galavan knows that, and Galavan is absolutely pushing for it. Like, he knows what he's doing, and again, that plays into that maestro thing.
Yeah, he's a mastermind of the whole thing.
Absolutely, and. Yeah, but this episode, it was so much more than that. And, a large part of the plot is, Galavan distracting Gordon with Barbara. Barbara having her own story arc, which it was good. It was slightly predictable, but it was good. You get more enigma this episode, which I liked it and I didn't like it at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, it's because, he's disposing of Miss Kringle, like, in the forest. Sure. Someone, walks in on burying the body. I was like, okay, plausible, whatever.
But then again.
Exactly. And then it happens, like, he notices someone ate his sandwich. He saw blood on a flower and tracked it from clear daylight to night to a trailer just to get rid of that one person. And that's excessive. That's a bit too much for what it is. But because it's a setup for something else, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, because we definitely found out who it was, so...
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, I mean, this episode as a whole, I loved it.
Yeah. And even though the Riddler scenes wasn't as fun as they normally were, it was more beautiful. Like, they kind of did... It wasn't the golden hour shots, but it was pretty dang close. Like, it was near sunset, and it was just a beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
I think it looked fantastic.
Yeah, I'm also gonna keep talking about Galavan because this episode is also very, very Galavan centric, and this dude is the goddamn devil. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. We don't know if he actually had like the name and everything of the person who killed Bruce's parents. We don't know if he like had Joe Chill's name in a file or if it was just complete bullshit. But he knew it, and he blackmailed Bruce into like, hey, give me your company, I'll give you resolution. And that's such a fucked up thing to do to a kid.
Yeah.
Someone who is suffering. I mean, but it did bring about, I should say, some excellent scenes between Bruce and Alfred, which were extremely touching. It was very nice. Mm-hmm. Anytime Bruce and Alfred, like the chemistry between the two actors, Sean Pertwee and Bruce? I'm sorry, kid. But they have such good chemistry on screen together. It really, really works. And, anytime Alfred, has to be, the surrogate father role, I mean, Sean Pertwee is amazing at it. And, seeing him, I mean, of course, being Batman, but seeing him, it's really emphasizing the role of Alfred, especially at this stage in Bruce's life, where, it's like, life sucks, life is hard, but Alfred's going to help. Alfred's here, bro. He's going to steal your girl.
Oh, God.
It's one of my favorite things from the season. Alfred macking on Dr. Tompkins. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just the evil, like Galavan, saying, just sign here, you'll have everything you've ever wanted. I'll make Gotham a better place. Lying. All of this stuff. And I'm so glad that Bruce didn't do it. But of course, Galavan knew as soon as police came in, just tossed the file into the fire like a dick.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll never know. That's not going to happen.
And I know it was a pretty hectic scene, but how the hell did Bruce not see that?
Exactly.
The second you see that file go, I would go after it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he's
100%.
like, oh, what's happening? Oh, crap, it's burned. I don't know. One of the things I wanted to point out is because something that a lot of people don't pay attention to, but I do because it's something I have mad passion for, and it's coloring, color grading and all that stuff. And the interrogation scene, the color grader, the colorist, whatever you want to call it, which you can never find. I looked online to try to give them props, but you can't find anything on it, and it's pretty sad. But whoever you are, you're probably never going to watch this, but you did a great job. That interrogation scene was beautifully graded. And
you're talking about whenever it was Barbara and
the very
Jim,
beginning.
right?
Yeah. The grading on that was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. And, there was actually, it was a good amount of tension in that scene, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not The Dark Knight. It's not, Batman and Joker slamming faces. It's
not Jason and
no,
Joker.
No. Jason.
Or Tim.
But no, I mean, it's tense because, Jim is, trying to get answers out of Barbara, and Lee is just looking on through the mirrored glass. And then Gordon, balls to the wall, A+ for boldness going for the kiss. Bold move, considering your girlfriend, is right fucking there. By the way, if you keep hearing a cat, that's my cat. He's a bit of a crybaby, and he wants to be here, but he can't.
He's a little cutie.
He is. His name is Leo. I'll bring him out later. Cat video on the internet. Who would have thought?
Yeah, get views. But yeah, I mean, for this week, I mean, all together, it wasn't as great as the last week, I think, or the week before, but it still was a great week for the shows. I couldn't really point out too much.
As a whole, I wouldn't say it was as good as last week, but this episode of Gotham, I would say, is by far one of my favorites the series has brought to us so far. Because I love the dichotomy that Barbara and Jim have now. I love how far they've been separated. I loved seeing Galavan really rise to be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing Alfred be the surrogate father that Bruce truly needs. I loved seeing the Riddler, or Enigma, keep going down his path of insanity. And on that note, we at the end of the episode, we see that the person that Enigma was hunting down was actually the Penguin. From whenever he got shot last time in the last episode. And so, they're coming together. So I don't know for a fact if Penguin and Riddler are going to work together next episode. They might. I don't know. We do know that Penguin wants Enigma to help him because, he's been grievously wounded.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to see, actual villain team-ups yet. But it would be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he knows something.
I know something.
Because I don't watch previews.
I can't help myself, as I say every week. But I'm not going to say anything about it. I'll let the viewers that don't, because a lot of people, I mean, when it comes to this kind of TV as a whole now is basically streaming. Everybody streams TV, so I know there's a lot of people that haven't seen it. I, being a person that has a lot of time, I can watch on TV. And I like trying to show that the shows should be, because once I saw what happened with Constantine, I was like, I got to watch every show when it comes out.
I know, for real.
Even though I'm not a Nielsen, but I still feel like they see the viewing somehow. I mean,
yeah. Honestly, I think the Nielsen system, I mean, it's obviously outdated. I really, really hope that they start paying attention to online views even more. Because
honestly, I think they have.
They do?
I think there's been some shows where they brought back because of they've seen how online.
Community.
Yeah.
Community.
Because, I mean, Constantine would have never happened if it wasn't for the online community.
Yeah, it's true.
So stuff like that. And I say Constantine. John Constantine coming to Arrow would have never happened.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, there's shows like on Hulu exclusives now, but that were TV.
Hulu exclusive, Netflix exclusives, obviously. And Netflix is so big that like actual cable companies are terrified. Actual cable companies run less commercials because of the streaming power of Netflix. Did you know that for peak hours for Netflix between 9 p.m. and midnight, did you know that Netflix takes up 38% of North America's internet? That's a lot!
That is a lot.
It's so much. It's so much. So, yeah, cable companies should be afraid. And you're right, because people binge watch. Everybody's busy. Everyone has a job, a child, a hobby, whatever. Something that they do. They don't always watch TV. So, I mean, like, for me, the thing I binge watch every year is House of Cards. I have to. Like, my wife knows. My friends know. Like, oh, it's February. We're not going to see Brad for like 3 days.
Yeah, I think that's enough of a rant. That's a rant for a different time.
It is. It is.
Let's get on to Flash. Let's continue on to the Superhero Sunday list. Or I may talk about... we'll talk about Supergirl on another day. There wasn't too much great that happened this week.
No Red Tornado?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But there's some fun things that happened. But let's move straight on to Flash.
Try two. Brad, is there anything you want to talk about?
About the Flash, Ryan?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, so much of the Flash this week. This episode was extremely hit and miss for me. I loved the intro, thinking that Dr. Light got Barry. I hated the truth of that. I hated the cheesiness.
Yeah.
I hated the cheesy acting. It wasn't funny. It wasn't cute. It was filler. It was nothing but filler.
Yeah.
There was no reason that Barry would ever need to show her his true identity.
Yeah.
None. Again, filler.
It
Sorry
was.
about that.
I mean, like you said, it was a lot of hit and miss with this episode. I mean, there's a lot of fun, quirky things I liked. Like I loved the little training montage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different format for Flash. They usually don't do things like this kind of episode.
I mean, even in the training montage, though, seeing her pretend to be Dr. Light with these, the fake Dr. Light gloves. I mean, it was always the same reaction. Oh!
Yeah.
And it was so bad!
Yeah, it was.
The things I loved, though.
Yeah. Let's say some loveless things.
Zoom.
Oh my God.
Enter Zoom. Enter the monster. And I mean monster. Oh my God.
Crazy.
He's crazy. He's huge. He's extremely fast. He's extremely intelligent. He figured out Barry's terminal velocity plan before Barry even had it.
Mm-hmm.
It was so dumb. And it was very reminiscent, again, like I was talking about the other time, it was very reminiscent of the first time Barry faced off against the Reverse Flash. Because, we had running around Star Labs, we had up on the roof, running through the city.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, I felt like this was more vicious. Like this was.
Oh, absolutely.
This was much. I mean, I loved that whole fight between him and Reverse Flash, but this fight was.
It was personal.
It was crazy.
It was absolutely personal.
And I mean, God, man, he really is a monster. And I saw his funny Instagram post like, I used to rate things on 1 to Ra's al Ghul. Now I rate it on 1 to Zoom.
Right? Yeah, for real. Oh my God. Like, he had this cute little villain line, like, you like to go fishing with bait? I do too.
Yeah.
Drop. Jesus.
Oh, God.
And he had an opportunity he dropped her, Barry went down. He could have followed Barry and be like, no, she's dead, bitch.
Yeah.
And just punched him out of saving her.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So, yay, I guess. But, all of the stuff with Zoom, all of the stuff with Harrison Wells from Earth 2, seeing Cisco constantly try to vibe off Harry, that was kind of funny. That was good. I liked that. And I liked that Wells knew. He's like, don't touch me, bro. Stop it.
Yeah,
You're not going to vibe off me.
And I know, I understand why he was like that, but in the end, if he really wanted, if you knew Vibe's power or Cisco's powers, why not let him touch you? Because there's a chance that could be. What are you hiding other than that? Like, at the end, he's like, oh, did you see it?
Well,
I mean, there is a lot that could be hidden because
it's true. I think there's a slight chance that even Earth 2 Wells might be a speedster.
I do too, and that's for one of the reasons I thought so, I don't know if it's for the same, is because of his daughters is Jesse Quick.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. That's a very niche little cute hint. I'm sure you'd like to talk more about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's something that you need to pay attention to.
Yeah, because if you haven't seen, I think it was Crisis on Tours. Crisis on Tours.
Yep.
Because I haven't read a comic about Johnny Quick, but I know him from Crisis on Tours.
That's right.
And he's a speedster from a different Earth, and this is a different Earth. His daughter's Jessie Quick, and so it is a possibility that he is Flash, a Flash, or a speedster. So it's pretty interesting, but there's a lot of opportunities.
I would be hard pressed to say he's Eobard Thawne again.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Would I be surprised entirely? No.
But there's a lot of things that kind of throw me off, because if he is so hard pressed to catch Zoom, how come when he had Zoom right there, he didn't speed after him? Like, I know he's really controlled in his actions.
Well, he has to be. I mean, even Wells is very meticulous. That's part of his character. And, you could say that he didn't speed after him because, his daughter. He wants to keep his secret as long as he can, just like Eobard did in Flash Season 1. I mean, there's layers and layers and layers of Harrison Wells. And I love that about the character, and I love that about Tom Cavanaugh. I'll keep saying that as long as we make these. He's amazing. But, I mean, obviously the focus of this episode, and I think really what happened was the writers. The focus of this episode was getting to Zoom and then the monster's emergence. Because that's really what you want audiences to see. And, like, Zoom is only in, like, the last 10 minutes of the episode. And while he's there, like, your eyes are glued.
Yeah.
Because holy shit. I mean, and, like, Harrison even makes the line, he used to be a person. Used to be. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a metaphor. It more than likely is. But, like, his mask, it's like Scarecrow molded to his mouth and everything.
And you can see it now that he's in closer shots now.
Yeah.
And not just complete darkness. You can see light on it. And it looks death.
It does look death. And, like, for the longest time I was saying that it looked kind of like white and gray. But it's totally black.
Yeah.
It's black, and then, like, the blue streaks of lightning kind of make it look grayish. Kind of mean it makes it look scarier, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
I have no idea how Barry's going to stop him. I really don't. The fact that Barry ran around Star Labs super fast and was going to lightning bolt him, and Zoom was like, yeah, about that, catch. Whip! Right back at him. Oh my god. The fucker caught lightning.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. Although, on a side of editing, that looked kind of corny.
It did look kind of corny.
But honestly, with how fast light moves, how else would it really look? Like,
exactly.
That's such a fast movement. You have to have it stand still for him to be that fast. So
yeah.
That was the only way they could think of doing it.
And again, like, on that scientific principle, how fast light moves, and Zoom can move fast enough to catch it and throw light back somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was pretty crazy. Oh my god. Dude, Zoom's just a monster. I can't wait to see more. This is...
I don't know. I really don't know how Barry's going to beat him. Because, I think we're going to end up with a terminal. I think we're going to end... It's going to be Barry, Jay, and Wally West versus Zoom. And I think we're going to lose Wally again.
Probably.
I hate to say it, but I think we might. We haven't even met Wally West yet. If you didn't know, it's Iris's brother. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh God! Because there's no other way.
Yeah,
if Zoom is that fast, he's that much faster than the Flash. You need more. You just need more. There's no training montage that Barry can go through to make himself fast enough to catch lightning.
Oh yeah, and there's a few speculations on who Zoom is. Who do you think Zoom is?
It's Hunter Zolomon.
I do too, but there is a lot of comparisons that look right, but I know they're not. But just by some odd chance that we're wrong.
It's Hunter Zolomon.
Yeah, it's Hunter Zolomon, but I feel like with how they're trying to make, because I saw like a picture of them comparing him to Henry Allen, I was like, no.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Like, Henry Allen from Earth 2 is Zoom.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not. But, I mean, they did actually... Like, a guy put his face on there, and it matched perfectly, like, the figures. So, I mean, that makes me wonder, like, maybe they just want to throw us for the biggest, craziest Y loop.
I mean, they did something real similar whenever they finally revealed how Eobard was Harrison Wells.
Yeah. So,
but, again, the Reverse Flash is always Eobard Thawne. Professor Zoom is always Hunter Zolomon. So if Hunter Zolomon inhabited the body of Earth 2 Henry Allen, I mean, sure, but I would hate it if the writers did that again.
I know, I would too. But I
mean, because it's one thing to call back to a story arc. It's one thing to have a fight be very reminiscent of your very first big bad fight. That's okay. That's a great story trope to do. But to always repeat something, I mean, it's my issue with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's how Grant Ward does the same fucking thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. It's annoying. It's bad. It's not good storytelling. But I highly, highly doubt that Henry Allen is Professor Zoom. Like, honestly, no way.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Hunter Zolomon. We don't know what he looks like. But it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just the story. That's how it goes. Unless they're trying to do like a weird mix of Zolomon and the Death Flash from New 52,
mm-hmm.
which is entirely possible given the costume.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
But honestly, I think that's just because they want to make him look different from Reverse Flash. Which,
yeah, they want him to look terrifying.
Yeah. And in comics, they do look oddly similar. Like, way too close for...
Yeah, Zoom and Reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they probably just did it for people that don't know to actually separate the two.
Yeah, and I'm not bothered by that at all.
I'm not, because I personally
you need separation.
Yeah, and I like how Zoom looks. Like, he looks great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, for a bad guy, nail on the head.
Yeah. And that voice, man, that voice.
It's Tony Todd, for real. If you don't know who Tony Todd is, go look up Tony Todd. He was in the Final Destination films. He's done a lot of stuff. Done a few things for Stephen King. Like, whenever you think scary voice, you think Tony Todd. And I'm so glad they cast him as the voice of Zoom.
Yep.
I mean, I highly doubt, Tony Todd is the guy behind the mask because, just the sheer size of him.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh my god.
All right, but I think that's running out of time for Flash. But let's move on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.